Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Caleb, we haven't talked to you since the end of last season. Could you take us through the process of what you thought about doing last April, the decision you made about staying at North Carolina, and what has been your point of emphasis since you made that decision?
It was no question that I needed to get better and that I needed to make that jump in my development to get better in my game. So it was no question that I was coming back. So what went into that was really just talking to my parents, trying to see who was going to get the next job. And when Coach Davis got hired, it was a no-brainer. And I knew I was coming back before then, but I just knew when he got the job, it was a clear connect with me and him. And and then as far as just me, it was just working all summer. I've just been working on my game, working on what I didn't do well, and then tighten up what I did do well, and just developing my game.
More specifically, can you point to a couple things that you know that, hey, I'm a lot better at this than I was last year?
My shooting and finishing for sure. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Greg Barnes, then CL.
Hey, Caleb. Coach Davis has talked a lot about adding the element of spacing to the offense. With your ability to get into the paint and your size and strength, have you found in a little bit of work that you guys have done on the court that should give you some more opportunities in the paint and at the rim?
Yeah, for sure. We got bigs that can stretch the floor now. We got guys that can shoot. So that's just going to open everything up for everybody. The lanes are going to be open, and it's going to have a lot more opportunities for everyone to score and create for others.
Thanks.
CL Brown, then Michael Coe.
Hey, Caleb, is there any one thing that or one area or skill that you feel like from this summer being able to be on campus and everything like that, that you felt like would have helped you if you would have been able to do it last summer, like when COVID shut everything down and you weren't able to come to campus early?
Well, I think just being here all summer, and then just being with the guys, gelling and chemistry, playing pickup. That's really I think it's the pickup games that really helped me learning from the guys that come back in. As far as just development, I think just all the coaches being on the court and helping us day in and day out. I think it's been helpful.
And as far as the guys who transferred in, what do you feel like we should expect from them this season, since we've never seen them play with you guys yet?
I just expect them to play hard. Brady can shoot the lights out. Justin is one of the best competitors that I've encountered with. And Dawson, same way. Dawson is just so versatile. He can do so much on the court. And then we just got guys that compete. So I feel that they're gonna have a great season.
Thank you.
Sorry, CL. Michael Coe, then Brendan.
Hey, Caleb. So in the couple of years before you came to Carolina, there was a lot of transition in the backcourt. Guys are coming in and moving on rather quickly. How do you think having a lot of consistency in the backcourt with the guard play from last year to this year is going to help you guys win this year?
I just think experience. Me and RJ got that year under our belt. Kerwin as well. We got the year under our belt. So I think as going forward, we just know how everything is going to go. It was new to us last year, but we know how the game is going to go now, how the game flows, and we know the system. And then we're learning Coach Davis's system now. So I just think just that experience in that year will help us a lot.
And in the alumni games you mentioned, who was the toughest guy to guard?
I say probably Marcus Page or Theo Pinson.
Thanks.
Brendan Marks, then Aaron Beard.
Hey, Caleb, I know last season you talked to us a little bit about, your meditation and keeping your mentality right. And you just said, I knew I needed to get better. Can you just sort of elaborate on some of the mental growth that you went through last year and how you've continued that this summer, and just sort of how you've taken ownership of your headspace?
Yeah, I just think just you can't, like, the hardest thing to do is get your confidence back into yourself. Like if no one believes you, got to believe in yourself. So I feel that from the bottom of my heart. So if you lose your confidence, it's hard to shake back. And I kind of did that last year, but this year, like, none of that. I'm not gonna let none of that like hinder me from my success or this team's success. So as far as me, just in my mental space, I'm in the best mental space that I've ever been.
How did you go from maybe having that confidence shaken a little bit to being back where you are now and to being at that point? What did it take to get there?
Just having a support system as my mom, my dad, some of my best friends, my teammates. Coach Davis is a big piece in that. Talking to him every day, and then just like I said, the meditation and the piece where just knowing that I'm here for a reason and I got here from my hard work and I'm supposed to be here. So just knowing, just trusting my work and just playing basketball, playing the game that I love and having fun.
Thank you.
Aaron Beard, then Chris Lee.
Hey, Caleb, I realized you didn't really have a normal college experience last year under Coach Williams, but I'm curious, you talked about when you knew Coach Davis was going to come, it was a no-brainer to come back. How different does it feel versus at the same time the familiarity of the guy that's there? You've been there with him before. I mean, it's kind of changes and some similarities all at once, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of similarities, but it's just as far as like the system is kind of the same, but it's kind of different at the same time. Like they kind of coach alike, but they also have their differences. But I feel like it's all goes hand in hand, and they all want the same goal. I mean, they both want the same goal, so I feel like it's going to be an easy transition.
Chris Lee.
Hey, Caleb, my question is similar to what Aaron's was, but I guess with you, RJ, Kerwin, Puff, the guys that are coming back for the second seasons, you do have a new coaching staff, new head coach. And everything is on track to have full arenas this year. So that's going to be different for you guys. And then as well, you guys had a chance to have a full summer with your teammates. Does this feel like maybe a redo of your freshman season in a good way, that you guys have a chance to have that full college experience with the crowds, with your teammates, and to build that chemistry heading into the year?
Yeah, for sure. I just feel like everything happens for a reason. We had to go through certain things to get to a certain point, and I feel like that's going to shape us into the players that we're going to be this year. And I feel like like I said earlier, that us having that year and that experience is going to shape us into being better players this year. So I feel like everything's going to work itself out.
Thank you.
Looking forward to this year.
Kiera.
Hey, Caleb, my question is kind of like Chris's, but a little bit more on the fun side. You actually got to really experience UNC in like its whole capacity with students being able to go to football games. So how have you just been enjoying being a college student, like for the first time?
Yeah, I'm just taking it all in, just enjoying every step of the way and enjoying the process. Like I said, we just been working all summer, and then just looking forward to having a full arena filled out, and just seeing the football games and being so hyped at those games, seeing everybody at the games, it's just amazing.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, thank you. We'll get Kerwin in here momentarily.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hey, make your day or Thanks, Kerwin. So go ahead and get hands raised. Andrew, yours up. You can start when Kerwin sits down, but go ahead and raise your hand. and we'll get going here with Kerwin. All right, go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Kerwin, last year, late in the season, you had a couple games where you started using the dribble more to get some shots off, and you talked about how that was something that you were working hard on. Can you catch us up to date with how the offseason was improving that part of your game? And if there's another part of your offensive game that you've also improved as well?
That's been going really well. That's been going really well for me. Because I know how they're going to defend me this year. They're going to play me tight, so I'm going to have to switch it up a little bit and be able to play off the dribble and off the catch. So it's kind of just been in development for me, and I've been working extremely hard on it with me and my coach, and I gotten a lot better with it. So I'm feeling real comfortable with it.
Opposing defenses focused a lot on you on the perimeter last year because you were one of the one guy who was consistently hitting those shots. You're going to have other guys out there shooting from the perimeter this year. How do you think that might help you when there's 2 and 3 other options out there, guys that can drain shots?
I think it's going to open it up for me and everybody else on the team, because now that we got more perimeter threats, it's going to be hard to get out on all 3 of us, or whoever, all of us really. And it's going to definitely open up the floor a lot for our bigs and anybody, and for our guards to be able to drive to the basket. And I think it's going to help our offense a lot. And we're going to be making more threes this year. And I think it's definitely just going to, give us some high scoring games and win some games.
Thank you.
DL.
Hey, Kerwin. I was curious what your observations were about the differences with Coach Davis now that he's calling all the shots and running practice. Like how subtle or how big has that transition been, just getting used to how he's running things?
It's definitely you can definitely feel the difference. It's a whole lot more energy. It's definitely, everybody's really excited for this season, because everybody's been developing and working hard and growing. So I think we're all really motivated to do really well this season. And I think Coach Davis has done a really great job of motivating us and having us work hard and working with us to get better every single day. So I think it's going to be a lot of positive energy with us on and off the court. And I think we're going to have a great year.
And what difference have you seen in Caleb in terms of, I don't know if his comfort level is the right way to describe it, but just him taking another step forward as a leader on the team?
He's going to be great. Definitely going to be great this season, because I know he's been working really hard. I've seen him before and after pickups and like practices. He's been coming up in the mornings, make sure he's trying to get better and get shots up. And he's really been improving a lot this year. And I think he's going to be 10 times better than he was last year, because just the amount of work he's put in and how focused he is. I think he's going to be great.
Linda Marks.
Hey, Kerwin. Yeah, I wanted to follow up on CL's last question there about Caleb. In addition to putting in more work like that, have you seen like a mentality change from him and how he approaches, maybe his position on the team or anything else? Can you tell beyond just the physical stuff that he's sort of grown from last season?
Yeah, for sure. Because he already knows that, based off of his performance from last year when he was supposed to be, people probably written him off already. People have said this and that, said all these negative things about him. And he's just taking all of that. He's putting that into motivation. He's a lot hungrier than he was last year. Now he got something to prove as an individual and for a team. Because right now he's trying to show that, he's Caleb. He's not nothing else that's worse or whatever people were saying about him. He's going to definitely become different this year.
Aaron Beard.
Hey, Kerwin, you were talking about what you had worked on inside the arc. I'm curious, when you're already a good outside shooter, how do you work further on the shot? Is it just more reps? Is it trying to take a step back to expand the range even more? How do you go about strengthening something that's already a strength?
I mean, for sure. It's always about making sure my form stays tight and everything stays correct. Being able to knock down shots consistently, but also the main thing is being able to make contested shots. Since I'm rarely gonna get an open shot. That was kind of evident from last year. Once I started making shots, teams started getting up on me. So I'm gonna have to be good at making contested shots. I might have to start making shots from farther out as well. So I've been working a whole lot on that. And even just off the dribble, just contested shots off the dribble, being consistent and making all of those so I can stay in an efficient percentage for when I'm shooting threes. And then I already know people are going to start running out on me, so I'm going to have to be able to have a great pump fake and being able to take it to the rim or pull up for the mid range. I'm going to have to make sure I do them all at game speed to make sure that I'm ready for the game.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Kerwin. Coach Davis has talked a lot about kind of adapting to the NBA game, how the game has changed. Does he talk a lot of analytics with the team?
Lately, nah, not really. He's kind of just his biggest thing is that we're gonna be coming real hungry this year. You know, the past 2 years, for Carolina standards, we come up real short. And that's something we got to turn around. That's something we got to change. Right now, we're more focused on being able to make shots, which was something we didn't do last year. We're gonna have to guard 1 through 5, which is something we definitely gonna have to improve on a lot for this year. And that's the thing we're most focused on. Just being able to make shots and guard the ball. That's the biggest thing that we focused on right now. And just being able to stay motivated every single day to get better. That's kind of the main goal.
Great, thanks.
Dina King.
Hey, Kerwin, Dawson spoke last week about his relationship with you. How excited was you when Dawson decided to become a Tar Heel?
I was super excited, man. Super excited. I'm really glad he's here with us because I think he's going to be great for not only for this team, but just the program in general. I mean, I don't think people know exactly what he can do yet and just how good he is, which is going to be a blessing because nobody's going to expect him. I mean, he's a big he's real versatile. He comes on the perimeter, on the block. I mean, he's a good guy all around. I mean, he brings great energy for the team. I think he's going to be really good for us. And, he's also my guy too. So that's always going to be a plus for me.
Thank you.
Michael Coe.
Hey, Kerwin. So just kind of following up on Dina's question, what was your pitch to Dawson when you first heard that he was interested in coming here?
Told him, like, if you want to win a championship, this is the place. This is definitely the place. If we win a championship, we all going to eat. Everybody's going to get what they need. Everybody's going to get what they want. You ain't even got to worry about that. That's definitely going to come. But if you want to win something, you want to be great and get better, this is a place we got to be. Because I know me and him, we've done a lot of things when we played back in high school in AAU. That's exactly what we did. We was winning championships and everybody was getting scholarship offers, all that. And we ain't have to worry about nothing but winning games. And it's going to be the exact same thing here.
Thanks.
Isaac.
Kerwin, I'm curious to hear what you're looking forward to this upcoming season that you didn't get to experience in your freshman season because of COVID.
I think the biggest thing for me is just playing in front of fans. I think that's the biggest thing. I want to experience what it's like to play in front of like thousands and thousands of people because that'll be like the most people I've ever played against. And I heard that, I've been hearing like a lot of talk of how like exciting and that atmosphere is and just how great it is to play in front of all those people and just how passionate the fans can get, during the games. That's definitely something I want to experience. That's kind of like the most thing I'm real excited for.
Is there an opposing gym? Sorry.
Go ahead, Isaac.
Is there an opposing gym you're most looking forward to hitting a dagger 3 to silence the crowd in?
Man, it's a lot. I think probably the biggest one I've been thinking about recently is probably Duke. Because I heard like it's like a straight sea of just Duke people and they just saying it's just crazy. And I think, silencing the crowd like that, the craziest, like the crowd of all crowds, according to some of my teammates been saying from their experiences, I think that'll be a great feeling for me.
Yeah, there might be some interest in that game this year. Chris Lee.
Hey, Kerwin. I asked the same question to RJ, and it's a little similar to Isaac's, but just in general, since there is a new coaching staff, you and the rest of the sophomores, and we're on track to have full arenas. Does it feel like maybe this is a redo of your freshman year, like you in a good way, where you guys have had a full summer, you're going to have, a normal season, it looks like, and you guys have a chance to really like build that chemistry with the new squad. Do you feel like that right now?
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, just like beginning of this fall, I finally figured out my way around campus a little bit. Like it's crazy. I'm a sophomore. I just now learned how to get around campus. And I think, we ain't playing in front of no fans really last year. And I think it's just going to be, I still feel like a kid, just the new kid. but it's definitely going to be a whole new experience, especially for all of us sophomores. And I think it's going to feel great.
Thank you, man.
Time for one more. Brandon P.
Hey, Kerwin, I've heard you mention before your father is someone who helped you develop as a shooter. Could you elaborate on some ways he's helped you become the shooter that you are today?
I mean, yeah, when it comes to like anything basketball related, yeah, he's done about everything for me. And I pretty much got a lot of my skills and things that I've learned mostly from him. And it always started with him. And we always worked on my shot, whether it's always about the small details. And then once I, mastered those fundamentals, then it was just about, applying them in the game. And then once you apply them in the game, they're going to try to come up with game plans against it. And you're just going to have to be able to be, flexible enough to be able to overcome everything. So that's kind of just the thing with me and my dad. We always work on preparing for anything, being able to do what it takes to win and whatever it takes to score.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much, Kerwin. Thanks everybody for jumping on.